Hey, this is Lou from Prepper Advantage, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a very simple one-match fire.
Only one match.
One match!
Only one match.
I can't get any closer to the fire.
Okay.
And I want you to watch how the flame is going to go up, right? And it's going to start eating this. I'm not 100% sure this doesn't light your hand on fire. You to go in your backyard or go on a camping trip and be the guy or girl not only to start the fire, but to create a team and teach them all how to do it. It does. It burns you. So there's a few things that I always want for a fire when I'm making a fire, when I'm out with the kids or in a survival situation. I always want something to carry the kindling with. Now, if you're in a desperate situation, obviously you just have to carry the stuff. You can make a sack or anything, but you know what? You're probably gonna build a fire around all the elements that you need, so you'll just get it, run back, and do whatever you have to do till you create a pile and you can light it. But since we're mostly 99% in regular situations, in camping situations, in outdoor situations, home situations, what you'll need is one of these, right? You can get them anywhere. This is a concrete bucket. Here's another bucket. It's great for kids. It's great for people learning how to use fire. They can carry it, and you can fit a lot in here. And when you're not an expert fire maker, you want to have as much kindling, as many little sticks and twigs as you possibly can. So, 2 buckets. The important part is the little stuff. You have to have enough of it because it burns out quick, and fire always climbs, right? It always climbs. It wants to climb and get more energy. So as it climbs from the little, you have to have bigger up top so it climbs to them, and then they'll burn for a little bit longer of a time. Now, what you'll also need is you'll need logs, and sometimes you can just find logs in the woods. Sometimes you can go to Home Depot if you're going on a camping trip. You can get logs from your neighbor, or you could cut down trees yourself. Either way, you want the driest log you can. If your log's a little wet, you'll put them around the fire and they'll dry up eventually. The only thing you never want to use is rotten wood, unless you have a blazing fire, because rotten or termite infested wood never burns, right? It really doesn't burn. So you just want wood, and you can get it from multiple locations. And you need something invisible to light a fire. Yes, invisible, and you have it. You breathe it in every single day. You need air, because air is the most important thing in a fire. You need air and oxygen for the fire to breathe and climb through all the little holes and light up all the tinder and light up all the sticks and light up all the logs. Okay, let's take our 2 buckets and let's go get some kindling. And you pull some off, you roll it up like this, you break it a little bit, and you stick it in your bucket. This is so flammable that you don't really need a lot of airspace inside it. Now, if you don't have a machete, you just take your hand, you bend them, you bend it back like that, and they'll come right off. As a matter of fact, that came off a little easier than the knife. And you go like this, and you put it in your kindling bucket. Now, let's go to the woods where I'm going to show you some awesome stuff that lights up better than anything I've seen. Okay, so we are in my little pine forest. My sons built these 2 huts, actually. That's a different story. I'm going to teach you how to do that. My sons built them. Can you see them over there? They built them from scratch without me telling. I have one son that's like a wizard at it. He built that one. Looks really great. And the other 2 sons, one's older, one's younger, and they did that one. It's bigger, but you're going to get wet in that thing, that's for sure. So here's what we do. Take a look at this. Do you see this? This is fire gold. Gold. This burns up. If you're in a pine forest, like this pine is just unbelievable. It's really like these needles are unbelievable for a lot of things. You can put them over vegetation that you're planting. You can do a lot with them, but as kindling, these go up in smoke. And I usually, when I light a fire, have my kids come down here and get me a bucket because I'm too lazy to do all this. But in a survival situation, I would do it. So yeah, that's what you do here. So we're gonna fill this bucket up with all this stuff. And these, look at these trees, right? So a lot of these are dead, right? So you can see that. And when I say dead, it's dry. Like if you look in there, it's just bone dry. Anything bone dry is gonna light, okay? And it's gonna light fast. So we wanna get all these little sticks, and these are the second level. Like the kindling will go here, the fine stuff. Second level goes above it, right? And then a little bigger goes above it, like so. So we're gonna collect all those, and then we are gonna shoot back up, and we are gonna make a blazing, roaring fire. Here's another note. Look, sticks like this. You see this stick? This is off the ground, right? So in situations where the ground is saturated, the roots of the trees suck it up, so the tree's saturated, this is sticking up in the air. This is exactly the stick that you would use in a wet wood fire situation that you know is more dry than anything around. See? Okay, and we're gonna put these sticks in the bigger bucket, right? I have one for the bigger sticks and one for the tiny kindling that settles to the bottom, and a little bit of the bigger ones on top. I don't want to collect all these sticks for this video. That's how lazy I am. So this Prepper Advantage camera guy, his name is Will, and he's gonna be picking these sticks up with me. I'm joking, of course. I'm gonna go help Will right now fill the buckets. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a one-match fire now with everything we've collected, from the tinder to the kindling to the little bit of sticks that we have to the bigger sticks to the wood that we have, and also of course we're gonna put it all in our cast iron fire pit. The amazing thing about video and technology, this is gonna be one match every time. No matter what, you're gonna see a one match fire, even if it takes 15,000 times. But I could assure you, in honesty, we're doing this one time. All right, now if you come in here, you're gonna see what they do here, right? They have these little things right here because they want air under your fire, okay? So like if you're building a raft fire, you wanna do this, right? You wanna come over these things and you wanna put the match underneath and have the fire get some air and come up. But we're not really, I mean, we'll use these a little bit just for some extra burning, some extra room. But let me show you exactly what we'll do here. We're gonna first build with the tinder, right? Build with just all this kindling, and we're gonna put some on the bottom like there, right? Because I know this burns pretty thick, and I know there's a lot of air space in it and it could spread out. So I'm just gonna touch this on the bottom, okay? Now, I'm gonna then layer this with a few sticks. Okay, so I'm gonna layer this with these little sticks right here. I want to make sure, sometimes pine needles can have the tendency of getting a little bit too close. So on my next level, I'm going to put some extra air, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, so we'll do that. You can cross over a little bit. It doesn't have to be crazy fancy, right? You can cross over a little bit like that. Now this is like really the gas that's going to burn this. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put this right here, just like that, okay? Now, I'll take a little more just because I want to be sure that, you know, this burns, and it's all okay. I'm gonna throw a little more right there. And I want to make sure that these logs go up. So I'm gonna raft it again. And now it's gonna be really important where I place the match on this fire, right? Because you don't wanna, fire goes up, right? It's not gonna climb down. So I'm not gonna put a match here because all this stuff will stay unlit. I'm gonna come with the match and come underneath to the bottom. And you don't wanna put matches in different places or anything like that. You wanna start the fire from one place. Okay? So I'm gonna roll like that. I'm gonna put a little bit more right here. And I'm gonna grab my logs. What you wanna do is you wanna grab some thin logs to start the fire, right? So you have thin, you could make your own logs, like I said, pick them up anywhere. I mean, almost every grocery store. And I do like the teepee type fire, right? Because it has the most air, and these will start to go up. And when they go up, they can fall down. And you want to bring a big stick on the side, and be able to push your fire at certain points. So what I like to do is that I'll usually run like 4. You can run 5. For the sake of just this demonstration, I'll run 5 here because I just want to make sure you see how the flame goes up. Now I have a lot of air in here, which is good. I can get more tinder and stuff it in there. I don't think I'll need to. So I'm just gonna light it up from here. I'm gonna grab my 1 match. Now, the disclaimer on the 1 match, this is a very windy day. Wind seems to be coming from this angle, so I'm gonna stand with my back to the wind, and I'm gonna wanna come in. Will, if you could zoom in right here, I'm gonna wanna slip this match under here, okay? Right under there in that little hole, because I believe that that's enough to start with one little match to light this whole thing up. Because it's so, I'm not gonna use 2. If I can't do it in 1, I'll use 2. Here's the match. Hold it a little bit. Let it go. Okay, so now that's going up. And I want you to watch how the flame is gonna go up, right? And it's gonna start eating this. It's gonna get so hot, it's gonna now spread through the rest of the fire. Now, the burn times on the pine needle underneath is fast. It's probably like 5 seconds. The burn time on this grass is probably close to 10. I don't want to get lit on fire for Facebook or wherever you're seeing this video. Now, the sticks, their light time should be about, I would say, about 3 minutes to 4 minutes, because they're very, very dry. And these logs at this size should burn for about 20 minutes, no sweat. And I mean, that's like a hot burn. They'll stay like flaming. They'll stay on fire for a good amount of time, for about an hour. But all this underneath, this is gonna go out soon. So the hope is to get these up top to take the immense heat right away, and that they would take the air and the flame and they would light up. I'm gonna break it down right there to get it a little closer to the flame, and let's see if these start going up from this fire. You see, if you pan in here, you'll see all the tinder is lit up. Even on a windy day like this, the tinder is almost fully out. The sticks are still lit. What I can do is I can put more sticks in there, because it looks like it's so windy. It may be tough for these logs to catch flight. So I'll do that. Anytime I'm around a fire, I always lift up to see if I can get some of the stuff that's not lit more oxygen. Okay? And that's why we have this bucket. You see this bucket here? This bucket is so we can ensure that our logs go up, right? Because the whole goal of the fire is to get the big logs up. So right here, I can start putting it here, and you'll notice this log right here. Do you see that log? That log's now up, okay? So that log's up. The log next to it is close to being up. this log here is not up, so I'll just grab it. Now, it'd be easier to grab it on a less windy day. You see how that's going up now? Now, we have so many sticks here. We probably could save some, but I just want to show you really how simple it is once you understand what a fire does and how it burns. Right? Fire's always going to climb, it wants to eat, it wants to get as much fuel as it can, and now you're looking at a fire that is almost fully up. So when the fire's to this point, it's good when you're around people, when you're at a campfire, encourage them, hey, get another log, throw it on there, see if you could light it up. What do you know? You know it's gonna light up, but they don't. So when they do it, there's a feeling of empowerment, a feeling of courage, like, wow, I lit that. So you want to bring them along. You want to say, hey, throw some sticks in the fire. So now if you look, there's nothing that needs to be touched, nothing that needs to be done. It's like a 60-degree day, but if this was at night and this was, a 35, 40-degree night, I mean, people, you would all be sitting around this fire, being warm, and almost lit. You see that fireball? And you'd be good to go. You could go with that stack of wood right over there, Will. You can go for about 2 hours with this fire, no problem.
Get a little closer to the fire if you can.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I'll just get closer to the fire. Trying to pay me back? I can't get any closer to the fire.
Okay.
You want to move it over a little? Yeah. So I would tell you, this is a fire that was a very, extensive lesson. You fire experts out there. You might have some tricks, so share them with us in the comments if there's comments where you're seeing this media. And you guys that are new, talk about it, share it with your friends, and let me know how you like to be taught, and if you feel that this was thorough enough for you to go in your backyard or go on a camping trip and be the guy or girl not only to start the fire but to create a team and teach them all how to do it. So that's it today for the Prepper Advantage. This skill level of this particular episode should be up there, and we encourage you to share this, to like us, and just move with us so we can help you more, reach you more, and help other people that you know. Lou, signing out. One match. It was one match. Will, I know you work for me, but were there no separate takes on the fire?
Only one match.
One match?
Only one.
It was one! I'm telling you the truth. Pretty shocked myself on a windy day like this. One match. Just wanted to show you real quick. I was walking back out. This is about 20 minutes later. You could see they're really turning into coals now. They're all heated around, and the fire's just eating them. Creates a lot of heat. I mean, there's a lot of heat coming from here. And in a situation like this, like I was saying, it doesn't really matter what size log now you add to this, right? And it doesn't really matter. They're so up, the oxygen doesn't even matter. Like that log right there is huge. And that log will be up in 2-3 minutes, with no chance of going out. So you can just keep building and rebuilding as much heat as you want. Yeah, it's up already. It's up already. You can't see because of the wind, but yeah, see it's up already. So even though the first logs took about 3-4 minutes, that log took about less than a minute. So you can, so they're just easily accented.